Hi. Hi. My name is Joshua Coleman. I am a part of the Cybersecurity Hypothetical division responsible for our educational videos. In this video, I will be covering the following topics: defining threat actors, addressing a new threat priority list, system attacks and attacker expectations, and defining threats and vulnerabilities. So for starters, let us recap on what threat actors are. This term refers to individuals or groups that pose a threat and/or are a source of risk that can be harmful. As it pertains to the priority list, it is composed of 5 threat actors centered around hospitals being the main target of the attack. This list includes cybercriminals, cyber terrorism, hacktivists, insider threats, and nation-state actors. I will discuss each threat actor individually and include the kinds of attacks a hospital should anticipate receiving and define each attack for clarity. Cybercriminals are single persons or groups that exploit weaknesses in computer systems and other devices for personal reasons or monetary gains. Hospitals targeted by this group should account for ransomware and DDoS attacks. Ransomware refers to software that secures unauthorized data and holds it hostage for ransom. Once the ransom is paid, the data is usually relinquished back to the victim. DDoS stands for Distributed Denial of Service. This kind of attack aims to derange normal server traffic, service, or networks by overwhelming or flooding the infrastructure with internet traffic. Cyber terrorism is a premeditated and often a political assault against information, data, computer systems, and programs that can cause harm to civilian targets. Black hackers who will work for pay are associated with this kind of cybercrime. Hospitals targeted by this group should account for SQL injections and man-in-the-middle attacks, or MITM. SQL injections are used to access, manipulate, or exfiltrate information from databases. They do this by focusing on exploiting the vulnerabilities in web applications that use SQL databases. Man-in-the-middle attacks are used to listen in on sensitive data, manipulate communications, or infect communication channel security systems. They do this by interrupting and manipulating the communications between parties unbeknownst to them. Hacktivists are individuals who perform acts of hacktivism. They are known for causing reputational harm to their adversaries. Hacktivism is the misuse of computer systems or networks for social or political motivations. Hospitals targeted by this group should account for doxing and anonymous blogging. Doxing refers to hacktivists gathering sensitive data in regards to a specific individual or group to make that data publicly known. Anonymous blogging is a tactic frequently used to shed light on specific issues while maintaining anonymity. This is normally associated with whistleblowers, journalists, and activists. Insider threats are insiders who have and/or have had access to organizations' informations, networks, or other resources. They can be negligent workers, third parties, compromised user accounts, or even dissatisfied employees. Hospitals should be wary of phishing and vishing attacks. Phishing refers to the acquisition of sensitive data through fraudulent means like emails and websites, and to the disguising of the attacker as the reputable person in question. Vishing refers to the acquisition of sensitive data through fraudulent telephone and voice tactics, and by disguising themselves as a reputable establishment or person. Nation-state actors, also normally considered to be advanced persistent threats, APTs, are usually a group under the protection of their nation or state. They are considerably dangerous and have an abundance of resources at their disposal. Hospitals targeted by this group should account for malware attacks and backdoor attacks. Malware attacks are malicious software created for harm and the exploitations of any devices, service, or network. They are normally Trojan horses, monetary skimmers, viruses, and worms. Backdoor refers to a return point the intruders set up in advance for future attacks. A backdoor attack is simply an undercover attack that allows intruders to monitor activity, copy data, and seek out weaknesses in the system to give way to potential future attacks. And lastly, the difference between threat and vulnerability. Threat refers to any tangible possibility of unfavorable harm to any organization's operations, assets, or individuals through information systems using unauthorized access, destruction, disclosure, information manipulation, or denial of service. Vulnerability refers to a weakness in an information system, security system parameters, system internal controls, or any potential exploitation by a threat. They differ in that threats are synonymous with potential attacks, whereas vulnerabilities are the weak points that potential hackers can exploit for their own agendas. Thank you for listening to this important and vital information. I'm hoping we're able to come up with a strategic plan to move forward in order to deal with the potentiality of attacks moving forward. Have a blessed day.